Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's G from Happiness and Crafting. So today I thought I'd show you how to make this cute little booklet. Now it's like a little pocket booklet because each of the pages are a little pocket and they are popped onto sort of like a little sort of concertina spine bit individually. And then I popped little pockets on here. Now I've made this out of my retro papers, which I showed you in one of my videos before when I was showing you the paper. So I thought today we could have a go at making it. I have got a few bits and pieces ready, which is here. Now this is the little spine that I've made, not the little spine, well it's a little thing to put the pages onto, which sort of like sits like that, and you just slot the pages onto each one of these. So this is the most fiddly bit to do. And then we've got the pages like this to pop on. Now I'm not going to do it in the retro style. I'm going to do it in some of my papers here, which are some collage papers that I have and some backing papers. So I've got a few bits cut ready. I'm going to show you how to make this little spine bit first. I've used my scoreboard. Gosh, I can't remember what it's called. And I have used a piece of tea stain paper, and what I've done, I've just cut it in half, or I've just torn it in half. So I'm just going to use half a piece because each one of the little pockets that I've got here are half a piece of the tea stain papers, which have just been folded in half. So this is the right size for these to slot on. So I'm going to show you what I've done. I've got my scoreboard. Now this is a cheap scoreboard, so these don't even match up. When I got it home it was like, oh my gosh, it doesn't match up or anything. So what I have done, I just count. I don't use the scoreboard very often, but I just sort of like count these little holes in there anyway. So what I've done, I've taken a piece of the paper and I've done 4 little spaces there on here and popped a little line down here. Okay, so this, I did cut these off a little bit. This is the piece which you would stick to your page, okay, which is that bit. And then I've just gone 3, so I've got 1 space here which I've done the line down, I've counted 2, and I've gone down the 3rd one. Okay, so I've just counted 2 little notches and then gone down the 3rd one and all the way along and gone down the 3rd one like that, all the way down here, and then that's what happens. Okay, so go all the way through that, and then what you do, you will just fold that down as you concertina it down, and then fold. That one goes this way, goes up, and then these ones will go like this. So you just concertina it all the way down. Okay, like this. I won't do the whole lot because that's, you don't want me to see me doing the whole lot. It gets a bit boring then. So that's what you would end up with. So you have these little concertina pieces like this, and then what you would do, this is the piece that you keep to stick on your page, and these are the ones that you slot your little pages, your little pockets onto. And then what you would do, you turn it over, and then I've got my glue here somewhere, whatever I've done with it, there we are, and I've just glued these pieces together. So you just run a little bit of glue down there, and then you just squash them together and just glue that together, and you go along the whole thing, all the way along, oops, on the back, glue these down and squash it down like that. So then when you turn it over, these are stuck together, and this is what you have to pop your pages onto. So it's really quite simple. Like that. So you just, and then you will end up with this, where I've just concertinaed them all up and glued the back. So it's really, really tiny. So it's probably 1/16 of an inch, or a few sort of like centimeters, and that's it. And I've got 8 on here, so these bits will stick to your page, these end pieces like that, and then these are the what you slot your pages onto. So it's quite easy. I have seen people do it before where they leave a gap in between on this bit, but I'm not one for measuring. I like things to be easy, and this is quite simple to do. So that's that. So to make the little pockets like this, so all as I've done again is taken half of the page. So say this was a full page like that, I've just torn it in half, folded them in half, and popped a little notch out of it at the top. So we want, I'll show you what I've done there. Like, I'm just going to tear down the side, fold it in half like this, take my little hole punch, which is the 3/4 of an inch, and then just pop a little notch in the top, and that's it. Take the other one, the other half, fold it in half. They don't have to be perfect because this is all handmade, so we have to remember that nothing has to be perfect. Now let's just go over that so we can see it's a little notch in there, and this one. Okay, so then I have 8, because I've got 8 notches. That's the cover. Because I've got whatever I've done with it, I've got 8 little slots here. You want 8 little pockets, so now I have 8 pockets. So that's those 2 pieces done. And then for the cover, again, I've taken another piece of this, which is again is half of the tea stain paper, coffee stain paper. And what I've done, I've folded it in half, and then what I've done, I've just gone over this on here again with my scoreboard, and I've just scored it down, put that on one line, I've just scored down the other line down through there. Okay, so you just want a tiny little score line down through there, and then that's what gives you that tiny little 1/16 of an inch little spine there, because that's all you want, because this is what will fit into there like that. Just a tiny little spine like that, so then you've got that in there, and that's what we will stick in a minute. So that's what we're going to do, stick that in there. And then these 2 pieces, which are roughly 4 by 6, 4 inches by 6 inches, I do believe. Shall we double check? Yes, so that is 4 by 6, which is about just over 10 centimeters by 15 centimeters. So, and that's going to be the inside, and that's going to be the outside. So what we're going to do first, we're going to stick this into the spine, into here. So I'm going to use a little bit of glue, just stick that down through the middle bit there. Pop this on. I'm going to just stick that in the middle if I can, like that. Make sure we are sort of at level. Push that in, if it will stay. There we go. And then I'm going to just glue these little, glue the little side bits down in there. I'm going to sew this one, but again, if you don't sew, make sure you stick it down properly. Okay, so this is your little spine. Pop some glue in there and just put that down. So let's hope that's sort of in the middle. No, it's not. It's not at all. So let me just unpop that. Just move it over. Didn't do a very good job of lining that up, did I? So that's sort of in the middle. That's a bit better. That's better, I think, sort of. Yes, there we go. That was a little wibbly wobbly, wasn't it? But there we go. So that's sort of in the middle, but you get the idea. You can sort of match it up a little better than I have done. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to stick these over the top like this. Doesn't really matter which way it goes. So then that's your inside. So let's do that now. I'm going to just stick this down with a little bit of glue stick. Now I've made these a little bit bigger than the actual thing, the actual middle bit here, just slightly bigger. So I'm going to just stick this down. And so that goes right up to there. There we go, and then I'm going to stick this one on this side. I found it easier to put these on first than the pages, because I want to sew it first, and it's easier to sew it without the pages than with the pages. So that goes on like that. Not very straight. Little bit wibbly wobbly. And then what I'm going to do, we want, let's make sure we do this properly, this one on here like that. So that will sit on there. All these little bits, what I might do actually is just ink that up a little bit. Just ink the spine. There we go. Do a little bit more afterwards. Just stick that one on the front. Again, you can add your, if you wanted to put a little bit of fabric down the spine or something like that, you can do that as well. And I'm just going to show you the basic one, so that you can see how it actually goes together, and once you've made one you can add your little bits to it. Just like that, and sort of match them up a little bit. There we go. And I shall stick this one on the back. Just like that. There we are. And then we've got our lovely little journal cover. Perfect. And that's your little spiny bit in there. So what I am going to do with this one, I'm just going to run the sewing machine around each the front and the back like that, okay, just to keep it on there nice and safe, and that's a lot easier to do before you pop your little pages in. So I will be 2 seconds. Yes, and when you open it up you want to see the pocket this side, or the little notch, or that's what I would like to see. Let's just ink a little bit more around here, like that. So I'm going to show you how to put them on. Let's make sure we are on the right side. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to pop that down like that, and then I take my glue and I'm going to pop some glue onto this bit here, just like that. Push that in so it butts right up. Take your first little flap and then just push that down. So, oops. So that sticks on like that. And then we'll take our little bit that goes over the top, and I'm going to just glue. Now I want to glue this side. I've just turned it round, so I just want to glue this bit and along the bottom so it makes the pocket. Okay, so I've glued down this side and along half the way along there, and then that just sticks down. Okay, like that. Again, you can use double-sided tape if you wanted to, and then that just opens up and that closes up, so then that has got your little pocket in there like that. Okay, and then again we shall do the next one. Make sure we have it round the right way, so that just slots in there. I'm going to glue down this one, slot it in like that, and go in, push that down, and then I'm just going to glue this side and then along the bottom like that. Perfect. Okay, so I will carry on with this. I will probably speed it up a little bit so you don't have to see me going through all of it. Okay, so there we go. I've added all the little pockets into there, and I think that looks really, really nice. Sticks out just a little bit, but what I should have done when I started from doing it from the back, when you get halfway, start from adding them to the back, because it's a little bit thicker, it pops them out just a little bit, doesn't quite fit in there. So start from the back and add them in from the back, so you end up in the middle again. But I think they look really, really nice. So I'm loving this. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to decorate the pages. So what I've got, I thought I would just use some of the little offcuts that I had from cutting the front page and the little inner bits on here. So I've got a few little bits I'm just going to pop down on here so we can add some pockets. So we will just pop that one like that, and then you've got two little pockets, one either side, one on top of the other. So pop that down there, little bit of glue, so it really is a little pocket booklet. So that can go on there like that. And then we'll have this one over the top. It sticks on there nicely. So a pocket there and a pocket there and a big pocket at the top. Turn over. You can still journal on this side, and then we can have another pocket on here. Like this, and then we can have a little feather down there, couldn't we? Oops. Stick these down. So again, put them on however you like. Little pockets like this you could even have, couldn't you? But I do like the little side pockets. Which way do we want to go? This way. And again, you can go in, you can stamp all over the page however you like. whatever you fancy doing. Let's see if I've got one. I can just pop that in as a little pocket, couldn't we? Simple, really nice. Another one just on the side. What should we have? How many we got left? 4. Let's put a couple of these on. Stick that down. Loving it. And then again, like I say, you can go through, you can stamp on them, or you can add little embellishments to the sides of them. All sorts of things you can do depending on what you have left over in your stash. Pop that in there. And we've got left 2. Lovely. And then we've got 2 pieces left, and make 2 pockets on the bottom. So a great way to use up all your little scraps to make little pockets with. Well, they just worked out nicely, didn't they? Perfect. Love it. So there we go, guys. How simple and easy was that? And it's quite a nice little one as well to have lots of little pockets in there. So we've got the little pockets there, and I'm loving popping these on this little concertina sort of spine. 2 little pockets on there. Again, we've got lots of room to journal or pop little paper clips or hold things on through the pockets. But I am loving it. A nice little project for you. There we go. So this is the one with the popcorn. What's that bit of book paper? We don't want that. So that's a popcorn one. And again, you can add this one. I have just added the so like parchment paper, but you could as well, you could sandwich in a little bit of lace so it comes off the edges. All sorts of different ways, but I think they are really, really lovely. And a nice little project, or a nice little bit of happy mail to send somebody. Alright guys, well thank you so much for joining me. Please stay safe, take care of yourselves, and I will see you next time. Alright guys, bye bye.